Mm-mm. Shalom, shalom. Let's see how we sounding, man. Oh yeah. We back again, another live class, man. It's been a cold, brutal day, man. I don't know where y'all at over here in the Midwest where we are, man. It is freezing. I think it's freezing everywhere, though. I think the whole United States got hit, I believe. But man, it just seems
Man,
here, man.
yeah, we in Antarctica right now.
Man,
It's not
what?
even Midwest no more.
Bro.
It's
Shalom,
just
Kaya.
Midwest.
Shalom, Megan. Oh, you in NYC. Never mind, Megan. You know what's going on. Megan know what's going on. Know that New York is different.
Man,
You off the Atlantic Ocean.
uh,
Mm. Man, we back again, y'all. Enduring to the bitter end. You know what I mean? To the bitter end, man. First and foremost, before you get started, I'd like to say, call halal, Yahawah, BAHASHam, Yahawashi. That's all praise to the Most High, whose real name is Yahawah. God, all these things, right? And we do so in the name of his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose real name is Yahawashi Mashiach. I'm your brother Ratazian Yahawah here, and we are Yahawah's law keepers, aka YLK. Here with my brothers, as always, here on another wonderful Tuesday night, man, as we do a live class, man, as we always do, through the spirit and power of Yahawah Shem Yahawashi. And I'm with two powerful young men, my brothers, man. They can introduce themselves as always, and we're going to get right to it.
Shalom, shalom. It's your brother Shabia Yahawah. Back at it again, another live class. Man, all praise to the Most High God in these last days. You know what I mean? Pouring out his spirit more and more. You feel what I'm saying? It's just, you can't really praise him enough for the things that he have done for us in our lives, man, since we was babes. So, call Lord Yahawah, Bashem Yahawashi, man.
Shalom, shalom, family. You know what I'm saying? It's your brother Kanya. Like the brother said, man, we back at it again for another live. You know what I'm saying? Like in the water Yahweh for the opportunity to feed the sheep, feed the fold, man. For putting us in this position. You know what I'm saying? The water Yahweh.
God, man, the Wadi Yahawah. Shalom to the people that's in here, man. Shalom, my moderator in here. You see Gedite in the building. Yeah. But man, we gonna get started, man. I just feel like it's time to I just want to stay in. Usually, we go into things basically encouraging, man. Encouragement, because it's so much things in this world that's discouraging. This weather alone, stuff that's going on, man. Whether it could just be your job afflicting you, it can be family, it can be, your woman and whatever. Lord willing, y'all have peace in y'all households, you know what I mean? For the most part, you know what I mean? Of course, things gonna happen, but we just have to stay encouraged, man. We have to be in the spirit of just gratitude, encouragement, man, trying to hold on the best we can. And I just wanted to reflect on, the scriptures, man. This is what we're supposed to meditate on day and night. This is our wisdom in the sight of the nations. And, me and brothers was just talking about things earlier, and we just was like, as y'all see, Trump is back in office, man, and he got this whole lineup of millionaires and billionaires with him. And, they have plans. They're going to have plans for the people of America. The elite going to have plans for the children of Israel, right? But it's just want to think about something to meditate on, which is the title of this video. If God is for us, who can be against us? You know what I mean? And that's just one of them questions, because nobody can if we doing what we're supposed to do, though. See, that's the thing about it. If God is for us, nobody can come against us. But what should you be doing that God can be for you? You know what I mean? And that's what we really gonna tap into. Shalom Dayag in the building. You know what I mean? So nothing can come against God. Nothing can get in between God. Nothing can, steal his sheep, lead them astray. If you're in your hand, you can't be taken away, right? But we have to be in the hands of God. We have to be in accordance with him, right? And just, talk about that, but also show the many examples how not only God being there for us, but just if he's in any way, like if we go to battle, if we're in right accordance with God, if we're doing what we're supposed to do, we can't lose, right? Or even when people might like just say selections or anything with a job or anything, right? You might not even be the most qualified for a position, right? But if God wants you to have a position or anything, there's nothing or nobody that can come against it. There's nothing that they can do because God is the one who ordains everything, right? Yahawah is the one who ordains everything. And we have plenty of examples, right? And I got things that I want to bring up. We can go through the scriptures. I'm gonna start this fire, and I'm sure my brothers are gonna, pick up something from it as well, right? So without further ado, somebody can pull. I'm gonna start off with Romans 8 real quick. Romans 8 and 31, get straight to the point. And then if somebody can get the next one or another one, I just need like Joshua 1. It kind of build on my premise, like where I'm going with this, right? I don't know which one you got up.
I got that Romans 8.
You got the Romans? All right,
What was the other one you wanted?
Joshua chapter 1. Right? Really, my point is 31, but if you want to get some context, Kanye, it's all good if you want to or get some of that. But my point really 31, just the title, but where I got this title from pretty much.
I'll start at verse 28. I'm saying we always bring that out. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8 and verse 28. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God.
All things. So, right? Love God, right? Now, before you get that, matter of fact, I need you to pull one more thing real quick. How do we show we love God? Because this is why things are going to work together for you. This is what's going to happen. Like, God is not just going to do something just because, you think you're a good person or whatever. No, it's going to be works to come with it. Now, obviously, he's going to commend you and put you into the good works, right? But the thing about it is, he said all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord. So love is an action, whether people know it or not. Love is an action. It's not just a feeling. You have to show that you love somebody. How do we show that we love God, right? You get that one. Matter of fact, I got another one. Go ahead. I got another one for you just to emphasize that I seen later that I think it says it like in a much better way, right? But go ahead.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
Right. So this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments. They are not hard. They are not grievous, right? But watch this real quick. It's something I always be thinking about. And I was reading this and I'm like, man, it says it just in such a more powerful way, right? And it is, go to John 14. Right? And then we're going to get back to that Romans. Because he said all things work together for the good of those that love God. So we have to set the standard, loving God, right? So look, start at verse 15 and then read down. Start at verse 15.
This is the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 15. If ye love me, keep my commandments.
Right. He's telling you his love language. He says, okay, you say you love me. If you love me, keep my commandments. Keep going. This is a whole nother one. We could do a whole nother lesson of this, right? But look at this next verse.
It says, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever.
Right. Keep going.
Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you.
Right. So when you fear God, show that you love him and keep his commandments, that's when you can receive the Holy Spirit and do the things. That's when it only becomes upon you, and only then, when you're doing what you're supposed to do, then it comes upon you, right? You could keep going down a little bit, but I want to end it with 21. 21 is the main point. Like, so he said, if you love me, keep my commandments, right? But he's going to emphatically tell you.
God says, verse 18, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. Yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more, but ye see me, because I live. Ye shall live also. At that day, ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you.
Right.
Says, he that have my commandments and keep of them, he it is that loveth me.
So he telling you what it is. He's telling you who loves him. Read it back one more time. He's telling you how you know a person loves God right here.
It says, he that have my commandments and keep of them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him.
Right. Right. You know what I mean? He's telling you right there. Real talk. I mean, look at 23. Keep going. I
Yep.
ain't even really look at this. This crazy.
Verse 22. Judah saith unto him, Is not Iscariot, Lord, how is it that thou wilt manifest thyself unto us and not unto the world? Yahawashi answered and said unto him, If a man love me, he will keep my words, and my Father will love him. And we will come unto him and make our abode with him.
So clear as day, he's telling you, anybody that loves the Most High God, you're going to obey him. You're going to keep his commandments. You're going to keep his words. Clear as day, plain and simple. There is no getting around it, right? I didn't know my brother Paul was in here, man. Shalom, Paul in the building, right? So you see that, bro. There's no way. You can only show you love God if you obey him, if you keep his commandments, right? So now let's go back to Romans 8, right? And let's bring this all together.
John, you want to start at verse 28 again, King?
Yeah, yep.
John, this book of Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. For whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son.
Right. So you're going to be conformed to the image. He's going to predestinate you to walk in these ways to show that you love him anyway. He put that love inside of you to give it back to him, man, because it all comes from him. Our spirit comes from him, where he is. This body is a loner. Everything about ourselves, it goes back to Yahawah, right? Keep going, though.
Says that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified.
He set up everything, the beginning and the end. Everything he done laid out the whole foundation. How you gonna move? How you gonna do it? From the beginning and show your ending, which is obviously at the end being glorified with Yahawashi Mashiach, who they call Jesus, right? And then get to 31.
What shall we say then to these things? If God be for us, who can be against us?
Right. If God be for us, who can be against us? But obviously, we're going to be for God. We're going to show that we love him. So all things can work together for us for the good of those that love him. And that's how. It's a full circle. Everything about God is with balance. His judgment is like a ring, reaping and sowing. It all goes together hand in hand, right? And I'll get another example back, like just to show that part, right? This came through the spirit, right? So Shab got one, right? So Shab and Joshua, I wanted you to just start at like verse 6 to 9.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, Be strong and of good courage, for unto this people thou shalt divide for inheritance the land which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest.
He telling us the only way we're going to prosper in every single thing we do is if we observe according to all the law. Now, one jot or one tittle, he said everything, but he's telling us to be strong and courageous. We can only be strong and courageous if we observe everything he tells us to do, right? Now, look at this is a part of it. This goes hand in hand, right? Keep going, brother.
This is the book of the law. The books like it. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do all according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
You see, then, so he's telling you that then is emphasizing you have to do something, then these things will happen. So after you meditate, what I told you, these are things that we're supposed to be thinking about, meditating on, focusing on all the time, reading these things, having it continually on our minds and on our lips. And we're supposed to be reading these scriptures, right? And he said, then thou shalt make all thy ways prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. And you can finish it out.
Have I not commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for Yahawah thy power is with thee whithersoever thou goest.
Yep. And as long as he with us, man, nothing can ever come against us. Nobody can ever be against us. we will never fail. We will never lose. All we have to do is obey God, and we're gonna win. And I have a plethora of examples, right? But I don't want to jump the gun with anything, right? So if y'all got any points right now, I want to definitely start out and later premise with what I brought out, right? So you know what I mean. If y'all got anything that to spark y'all so far, feel free to do so. And you're not, you know what I mean, definitely got points so we can, go into for sure, for sure.
I'm gonna be right back. Hold on.
Matter of fact, I do got something else real quick, just on some other stuff. How did I get way down here? Just really encouragement. Kanye, you hold something over there?
No, I still had that Romans 8, but I was waiting for you to be finished, King. I was waiting you.
Can you all right, pull Isaiah 41 for me real quick.
Gone.
I went somewhere. Isaiah 41, and he get back, Lord, when I have him pull 54.
Would you what verse?
Really start from the top, man, because this is all about encouragement, and that's what he's telling us about being encouraged. You know what I mean? I think Cora did say something. Cora, it'd be best you speak it. Sometimes I don't be able to see that chat, brother. Sometime, right? But yeah, look at that real quick, Baba Kushai. Let me see what some of my points is at.
You want verse 8 and on down?
I really want like verse. Let me see. You said verse 8 on down. Let me see what 8 says.
8 down to like 13.
Yeah. No. That's cool.
God. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 41 and verse 8. It says, "But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away."
Right. He ain't cast his people away, right? But keep going.
It says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee, yea, I will help thee, yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness."
Right. So he's going to make sure that he's going to keep even the remnant, because that's all this takes. He's going to keep, because we are his chosen people. Now, we know that as a whole, Israel went off, right? But he's always going to have an elect. He's always going to have a remnant that he's going to hold and keep pure. It's going to, somehow draw us back to him, because we are his, right? Regardless. You keep going.
Down, verse 11. It says, "Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing. They that strive with thee shall perish."
Right. You say, if God is for us, who can be against us? They are going to be ashamed. They're going to be confounded. They will utterly perish. All we have to do is do what we're supposed to do for God, and nothing can come against us. He's telling you right here, right? You can keep going.
Verse 12. "Thou shalt seek them and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing and as a thing of naught."
So they gonna be nothing. It's gonna be like they never even existed. They will be as not, right? Keep going.
God says, "For I, Yahawah, thy power, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee." Says, "Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahawah, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel."
Right. You keep going a little bit.
Verse 15. "Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. And thou shalt rejoice in Yahawah, and shall glory in the Holy One of Israel."
Right. So you can stop there, right? So if anybody comes against, if we're doing what we're supposed to do, nobody can come against us. He will always make a way for us. He will make us valiant no matter what, no matter the odds that we're facing. Against all odds, as Pop say. It don't matter what we coming against, because if we're doing what we're supposed to do, if we're showing that we love God and being for God, God is automatically going to be for us. Nothing can come against us. You know what I mean? Get Isaiah 54 real quick and straight to the point for real. 54 down. Well, no, read matter of fact, I ain't gonna lie, damn, I need you to read a lot of this. 54, start at verse 5 to the end. My point, I want to end it with that, but it speaks on the same type of this language, the same type of, ideology, this encouragement, just showing that if God is with us, which he is, he never really forsaken us. He had cast us off for a second, but he never really took his hand off of us in a sense. You know what I mean? But we have to continue to seek him out, man, and obey him so we don't have to deal with this. But you can start at verse 5, Baruch.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 5. For thy maker is thine husband. Yahawah of hosts is his name.
Not bad. Start at 4. Damn, Salakia, because I just see that up there.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 54 and verse 4. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded. For thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shall not remember the reproach of thy widowhood anymore.
Yeah, so that's, kingdom connotation, right? As a young nation, we went off in a lot of different ways, right? But the Most High, we will prevail in the end. But we have to come back to him. We have to obey. We have to show that we love God. And he loved us from the beginning, because he could have been wiped us off. But that just shows how loving and merciful Yahawah is.
Verse 5. For thy maker is thine husband. Yahawah of hosts is his name. And thy redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, the God of the whole earth shall he be called. For Yahawah have called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy God. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee.
Yeah, you see, so he broke it down. Let's keep going though.
Says, in a little raft, I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith Yahawah thy Redeemer. For this is as the waters of Noah unto me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so have I sworn that I will not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee. For the mountains shall depart, and the hills be removed, but my kindness shall not depart from thee, neither shall the covenant of my peace be removed, saith Yahawah, that have mercy on thee.
Right, so he's going to destroy places, people. We know mountains go back to governments, but obviously, literally, if you are over here in Babylon, these mountains are going to be destroyed literally and figuratively. The government itself and this place is going to be utterly burnt with fire, right? But he said he will not, he shall remember his covenant of peace. He won't be removed, right? Because he said that he's not going to utterly wipe the people of Israel. He's going to have an elect, right? But let's keep going.
Verse 11. O thou afflicted, tossed with tempest, and not comforted, behold, I will lay thy stones with fair colors, and lay thy foundations with sapphires. And I will make thy widows of a gates, and thy gates of carbuncles, and all thy borders of pleasant stones. And all thy children shall be taught of Yahawah, and great shall be the peace of thy children. In righteousness shalt thou be established. Thou shalt be far from oppression, but thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near thee.
Right. So it said, in righteousness shalt thou be established. So how do we show that we are righteous? What is our righteousness? By keeping God's commandments. It all comes back to that. We are only going to be established when we listen to what he's saying, keep his commandments, right? And he's going to save us from everything, because if he's for us, nothing can come against us, right? And that's what he's going to bring it all the way home right here, right? You can keep going.
God. Says verse 15, behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake.
Right, for it go come against you and fall. They can't come against you, right? And then look at this part. It even hits home. That's how we know this place is going to be utterly destroyed. He said, look at this.
Verse 16, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy.
So right here, this verse shows you that he created all these weapons, these nuclear bombs we about to see. He gave these scientists and these neuro people, these whatever these chemicals and these chemists and all these other people that's bringing in the uranium and how to put a bomb together. He created these people, right? So he wants this. He gave them an idea to destroy the earth, right? But then he tells you this after this. No matter that all these things, we have nukes, we have weapons of mass destruction that we coming up against, all these things, right? But what?
Verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahawah, and the righteousness is of me, saith Yahawah.
Right. He said, this is the heritage of the servants of Yahawah. This is their life. This is who they were created to be. This is their heritage. This is their lifeline. And he said, any righteousness that we have is of him. Right. That's speaking of his grace. So we can't even speak of anything on our own. Anything that, Yahawah has done for us is because he is merciful. It's because he is powerful. It's because he is loving. And he chose us, showing that love upon us, man, from the very beginning, since before we were even thought of, before we even found it, man. And, he deserves all honor, praise, and glory, man. So this is something to be encouraged about, real talk, and to meditate on and to try to walk in that alignment with him so that all things can work together for our good and that nothing that comes against us will ever be able to prosper. It can't. It's impossible, right?
God.
Shab, what you over there holding? What's going on, my brothers? I know Paul said he had something. I know his earphone. He said his AirPods ain't there. Shab, like he was holding on to something.
I got something.
Yeah. All right, Kaya, you still got you got something up too, real, because it's on yours. I ain't switched. What you had?
Oh, Con. Just what I'm saying, going on that topic. If the Lord be with us, what I'm saying. First off, if we are created to be those vessels of light, you feel me? Like, it's nothing to worry about. We just have to go through this movie, right? We keeping the commandments, serving the Lord. It's like, if we are of that number, we literally have nothing to worry about. There's nothing that is going to remove us from the Lord, that is going to separate us from him. You know what I'm saying? If we're of that number, of that elect that is sanctified with the Lord, right? So I'm about to bring this out. This is the book of John, chapter 10, and verse 27. It says, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me, and I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. Mm-hmm. Right? Verse 29, my Father, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. So, you know what I'm saying? This is just encouragement. Like, if you with Yahawashi, you keeping the commandments, having faith on him, you know what I'm saying? And in spirit and truth, you have nothing to worry about. You feel me? Because there's nothing that's going to be able to separate you, right? Like, if we continued on in that Romans, he's going to ask a question. Could any circumstance separate you from the love of Christ? No. You feel me? Like, just for the sake of that, I'm going to bring that out real fast. Hold on. Let me switch over to it, right? Bring this out real fast. I'm going to continue on in verse 32. It says, if he spared not his own son, but delivered him up for us all, how shall he not be with him also? Oh, Slaka. It says, how shall he not with him also freely give us all things? Who shall lay any charge to God's elect? It is God that justifieth. Right? It says, who is he that condemneth? It is Christ that died, yea, rather, that is risen again, who is even at the right hand of God, who also maketh intercession for us. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Right? So he's asking this question. What is something that's going to be able to separate us from Yahawashi? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? As it is written, for thy sake are we killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Yahawashi, our Lord. So no matter what's going on, if you are with Yahawashi, you're good. There's nothing that's going to be able to separate you or, pull you apart from your power, right? And just going on to that point, just going forward is like we bring this out all the time. This the second Ezra's 9, right? But when we go into it, we're gonna see it's very comforting because it's gonna show you two sides of this coin. Those who are with the Lord, who have been sanctified from the beginning, right? Who the Lord is actively with, who he is fighting for and defending, and those who are, on the opposite end of that spectrum, who gonna get destroyed, right? So I'm gonna bring this out. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 7. And every one that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby ye have believed. So this is what we're talking about. You have to keep the commandments and the faith, right? Shall be preserved from the said perils. So all the devastation, the hell that is coming to America, coming to the world, we're going to, Lord willing, we have that number. We're going to be protected. We're going to be guarded. That's Psalms 91, right? We're going to see the reward of the wicked, but it's not going to come near us, right? It says, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. So the Lord is already fighting for these people. The elect that are going to be that are going to survive and get through all of these trials and tribulations, all the hell that is coming, the Lord is fighting for them. And it says they're going to make it because they were sanctified. So it's literally nothing to worry about. We have to put complete faith and trust in the Lord and wait on him and walk through this movie. You feel me? And just going on the title, like I said, if God be with us, who can be against us? It's really it's nothing. These people are going to come to nothing. They're going to be destroyed. So at the end of the day, we really don't need to be worrying about them. You feel me?
Right.
God.
Right.
That's
all right, Shaw, I'm not gonna pull you out. He said nothing. This says sword, famine, distress. Nothing can come against you if you're doing what you're supposed to do. That's the thing about it. That's the prerequisite. You have to know what the hell you're supposed to be doing, and then anything that coming in is gonna bounce. So it's not gonna have no effect, no effect on you. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. It tells us that.
Right.
Right. I just want to bring this out. I'm gonna start. It's the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Hear me right here. He reiterating the same point. If you keep the laws of God, if you serve Him in all humility, and you do it, and you do what is what is set before you, you shall come to life. But if you leave that law, if you leave the commandments, you shall die. Right? It says, "Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof. Walk in the light of the law." Right? Another precept proving that the law is a light. It said that thou mayest be illuminated. Give not honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. That's what our people love to do, right? It says, O Israel, happy are we, for things that are pleasing to God are made known to us, right? This is the things we got to harp on. The things that make God happy are known unto us. He has poured out his wisdom and knowledge upon us to understand the things that make him happy, the things that is obedient to him, and how to follow and fall through on his mercy, right? I'm gonna jump down to verse 6. It says, "You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies. For you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to God." It says, "Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up, and you have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you." Right? So we see that during the time of Baruch, the children of Judah went off, right? But let's see what the Most High has in store for the people that is going to turn into the law, right? Verse 18, it says, "For he have brought these plagues upon you." It says, "For he that brought these plagues upon you will deliver you from the hand of your enemies. Go your way, my children." It says, "Go your way, O my children, go your way, for I am left desolate. I have put off the clothing of peace and put upon me the sackcloth of my prayer. I will cry unto the everlasting in my days. Be of good cheer, O my children. Cry unto Yahawah, and he will deliver you from the power and hand of the enemies," right? When we start crying unto Yahawah and we start keeping his commandments and praying to the Most High, this is what's going to bring him to redeem us from the land of our enemies, right?
Oof, yeah.
It says, "For my hope is in the everlasting." We're not hoping in man. We're not hoping in the bag. We're not hoping in none of this. You got to hope in the everlasting in these last days, because he is the only one that can save us from the hellhole that we in. And we always tell our people this. Our people always want to do this, vote, or do this, get the job, or set up buildings, do that. No. For my hope is in the everlasting, that he will save you, and joy is come unto me from the Holy One, because of the mercy which shall soon come unto you from the everlasting our Savior. Right? People that's alive and they know the Israelites today, we have to understand that we are under extreme amount of mercy from the lives that we have lived in the sins and atrocities that our people have done in this land. We have had mercy poured upon us and grace poured out upon us by pouring out His Holy Spirit in faith in our souls. It says, "For I sent you out with mourning and weeping, but God will give you to me again with joy and gladness forever. Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen your captivity," right? Every nation under heaven have seen the captivity of the so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans. Every nation. It says, "So shall they see shortly your salvation from our God, which shall come upon you with great glory and brightness of the everlasting." It says, my children, suffer patiently the wrath of God that has come upon you from God, for thy enemy have persecuted thee, for shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shall tread upon his neck. Right? These are the things that we got to meditate on, right? Even though we could be going through our trials and tribulations, you feel what I'm saying? We having our ups and downs and captivity. We have to suffer this patiently and wait on God, because the things that they have done to us, we go soon see the destruction of them. And this is the things that we are seeing, right? It says, "My delicate ones have gone rough ways and were taken as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children. Cry unto God, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For it was your mind, for as it was your mind to go astray from God, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation." These are the things that we gotta harp on and hearken unto to give us that spiritual boost, right? Right? He says, "Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great attitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time." Right? These are the things that's coming to the people that has downtrodden us and raped, robbed, and murdered our people for centuries and millennials, right? These are the things that we got to look forward to, right? I got a few more.
God, teach out.
Right? It's the book. Ooh, damn. Oh, no, I'm gonna get this one right. It's a lot. Let me try and find this yourself real quick. Yeah, I gotta pull it up. Oh yeah, 14. Right. I got 14 up. Don't grab this real quick. Right. And one main thing that along with this lesson, this is why we gotta continuously fast and pray and keep our mind right. Because the mind is a dangerous it's a dangerous game to stay in, right? It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 4, verse 23. It says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the heart goes back to your mind. This is
Mm-hmm.
why we have to meditate on these scriptures and continuously pray and understand that all of our afflictions is for the greater good. Like Romans 8 and 28 say.
Right.
All things work together for those who love God, right? Those people that is out here keeping the commandments and keeping the holy days and being merciful and being humble and meek in these last days. Everything is working out for us because He is trying us in that fury fire to purify us as gold, right? That's why we got to keep our mind right with all diligence, which is what? Keeping our mind on the law, keeping our mind on mercy, on the prophecies, on forgiveness, right? Trying to wake your people up, right? Right, I got this. Just the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 14, in verse 1. It says, "Blessed is the man that have not slipped with his mouth, and is not pricked with a multitude of sins. Blessed is he whose conscience have not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope in Yahawah," right? Because your mind can condemn you seriously. And this is why we got to stay prayed up. We got to stay reading these scriptures and stay keeping the faith in our most in the Most High God, right? And I got this one last one. This is the book. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 12. "I was oft times in danger of death, yet I was delivered because of these things. The spirit of those that fear Yahawah shall live, for their hope is in him that saveth them. Whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear nor be afraid, for he is his hope. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth Yahawah. To whom doeth he look, and who is his strength? For the eyes of Yahawah are upon them that love him. He is their mighty protection and strong stay, a defense from heat, and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling, and a help from falling. He raiseth up the soul and lighteneth the eyes. He giveth health, life, and blessing." Right? These are the things that the people of the righteous are going to receive from the Lord. He's going to be your buckle, your strong shield. He's going to be your wings. He's going to be everything that you need in a time of trouble, in a time of peace, right? And we got to continuously remind ourselves how powerful our God is, right? And I'm gonna let y'all probably go ahead because I got like just a little bit more that I'm gonna go into. Any of y'all got any precepts?
Yeah, I definitely got some stuff. Core. If you, I don't know if you can speak up right now. I know he said he did have a few things in his clip. I don't want to overlook this brother right now. You know what I mean?
Shalom. You can go ahead. I'm kind of lining everything up right now. So as soon as you finish, even if you bring something out that I'm bringing out, I'm still gonna tie it back into what I'm about to bring out.
Okay, right. All right. So I mean, I take a swing, then batter back up again, right? So I do have a couple points. I want to get one just, like we brought out, pretty much general things just for Israelites in general, right? So I want to get this one, but then I'm gonna go into some historical, facts, some events that happened with some of our forefathers, man, who were good examples of us, who had humble beginnings, who were deemed great latter, who names we know still to this day, right? But in the beginning, it wasn't so, because I even use that as an example, like if God be for us, who can be against us, right? Even in an example like with Jacob and Esau, you know what I mean? In the heritage of the Israelites, you know what I mean? The firstborn is always supposed to be getting things, right? Everything goes to them. They get the inheritance and everything. So, right? So, you know what I mean? Isaac had favor, for Esau, right? But God chose Jacob to be the one to receive the blessings, to receive, that the seed shall be anointed through Abraham, through Isaac, then through Jacob, right? Even though, they had to use, God to kind of get it. It was all set up by God, because God was for Jacob from the beginning. He was always against Esau. He said he hated him before in the womb, before he was formed, right? So it's just a lot of examples to show that if God be for us, no matter what the odds may look like against us, if you're doing what you're supposed to do for God, if you're one of those ones that God made you to be, conformed to his image, you will always prevail no matter what, right? So if you can, I want to get Psalms 118, right? And read like verse 5 on down. Like, it's a lot, but I'm just starting at verse 5. But I mean, I feel like this, I don't know, it's something I just seen. It just seemed like it should come out, man. Then I'm going to get to these other points that I was talking about with our prominent people and historical evidence. Real quick. Shab, I don't know if you're there. I might be able to pull it real quick.
I'm here, King.
Anybody, whoever got it real quick, because I think Shab's screen is up. Yours not on there no more.
Oh, God. You said Psalms 18, what?
I started verse 5 and read on down.
Salaki, I was a little busy.
It's all good. Shalom, elder.
Oh yeah, boy, I were in the building.
Shalom, elder in the
Shalom,
building.
man.
What was you gonna say though before we get to this?
Oh, so you got Hebrews 12.
No, I'm on Psalms 118. I ain't got Hebrews 12. So if you was gonna use that, I ain't using that. I got other points.
All right.
Where we at? Hold on. What you got, Kanye? I said
You said
118. 118. I'm sorry, verse 5. Shalom, please get our lights up. Everybody that's in here, continue to get them lights up. Share it out. Subscribe, man. Put that bell on so you will know when we get on here, man. We about to continue to bring this out through the spirit and power. How about Yahawashi? Shalom to all y'all. All right, you can get it started. Verse 5, brother.
God, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 118, verse 5. I called upon Yahawah in distress. Yahawah answered me and set me in a large place. Yahawah is on my side. I will not fear. What can man do unto me?
Right. Well, because that's what we're going against. Obviously, you know, spiritual wickedness in high places, but these are men. They're being controlled by the left-hand side. But he said, even in the place of distress, he called upon them and he answered. And the Lord is on my side. He's on, you know, so he's on the side of the righteous, right? So how do we show our righteousness? Lord willing, we are part of that number that's keeping the commandments enduring to the end. He said the Lord will be on our side. What can man do unto us? Right? Let's keep going.
Verse 7. Yahawah taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me.
Woo, that's power right there, man. So the things that you see for your enemies that you know that you want them to reap what they sow, you want these scoffers and these people to try to come against us and demonize us, says you're gonna see your desire upon them that hate them, right? Let's keep going though.
It is better to trust in Yahawah than to put confidence in men. It is better to trust in Yahawah than to put confidence in princes.
Right, and that's what goes with thinking like woe to them that put their trust in Egypt or their chariots and all the other stuff instead of trusting in Yahawah. We supposed to trust in Yahawah overall, especially if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American who is the children of Israel. With us, all Yahawah is all we have. That's it. We don't have nothing else to trust in. Like Shah said, we're not trusting in Heckler and Koch. We're not trusting in a bunker. We're not trusting in prepping and weapons and all this other stuff. We're not trusting in training with our hands because we know that Yahawah will make a way for us, and we're gonna get into them examples for sure after this, for sure. Let's keep going though.
Verse 10. All nations compass me about, but in the name of Yahawah will I destroy them. They compass me about, yea, they compass me about, but in the name of Yahawah I will destroy them. They compass me about like bees. They are quenched as the fire of thorns, for in the name of Yahawah I will destroy them. Thou hast thrust sore at me that I may fall, but Yahawah help me. Yahawah is my strength and song, and is become my salvation. The voice of rejoicing and salvation is in the tabernacles of the righteous. The right hand of Yahawah doeth valiantly.
Right.
The right hand of Yahawah is exalted. The right hand of Yahawah doeth valiantly. I shall not die, but live and declare the works of Yahawah.
Right, and he only live because God is life. He put that life in you. When you keep his commandments, you are choosing life. So you have to declare his works and give him all honor, praise, and glory, because we're only alive and only know what we know. We're only in this truth. We only know we're Israelites and doing what we're doing right now because of the works of Yahawah, man. This is all his works. This is not even our doing. Like, we're doing it, but this is not because of us. This is not of ourselves.
Verse 18 says, Yahawah have chastened me sore, but he have not given me over unto death.
That is powerful right there. Just like Shah said earlier, man, we are being chastened and we're being cleansed in that fiery furnace. Like, we're being cleansed right through the fire. Chastened sore, man, because people are tired for sure. No, for sure I'm tired, but he has not given us over to death. He ain't doing nothing but purifying us and making us better. Because at the end of the day, when you go to the gym, you're chastened sore. But if you notice, when you come back, you be stronger. Now you looking better, you feeling better, and you are a whole different person through chastisement and through affliction, man. You are made better.
God. Verse 19. Open to me the gates of righteousness. I will go into them, and I will praise Yahawah. This gate of Yahawah, into which the righteous shall enter, I will praise thee, for thou hast heard me, and art become my salvation. The stone which the builders refused is becoming the head stone of the corner.
Woo! Yeah, you see?
Mm.
Right there. And that's literally showing evidence of being, an heir with Yahawashi, because they refused him. So if you're going to suffer like him, in order to be glorified by him, you have to suffer just like he did, man. And that's powerful, right? You keep going though, brother. Finish this out.
This is Yahawah's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes.
Mm.
This is the day which Yahawah have made. We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Mm-hmm.
Save now, I beseech thee, O Yahawah, I beseech thee, send now prosperity. Blessed be he that cometh in the name of Yahawah. We have blessed you out. We have blessed you out of the house of Yahawah. God is Yahawah, which have shewed us light, bind the sacrifice with cords, even unto the horns of the altar. Thou art my power, I will praise thee. Thou art my God, I will exalt thee. O give thanks unto Yahawah, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever.
Right, man. We have to exalt the name of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahawashi. We have to give him all praises, honor, and glory for everything that's going on in our life, so-called good, bad, or indifferent, because there is no such thing as bad, because we know all things work together for the good of those that love God. And he deserves it all, man, because it's of his doing that we are who we are, that we know what we know. That all of us brothers from the streets of Detroit, man, with different backgrounds, whether it's west or east, whether we seen things, bro, I never thought that I would be doing what I'm doing right now, that I would know what I know about the Bible right now, bro. And it's all because of his grace. It's all because of his righteousness. It's all because of his mercy, man. And the way we're going to continue to prevail, that we're going to continue to overcome, is still going to be because of him, right? And in the way it's been done through history, through always, we have many examples, right? So I want to go into the history of examples, right? I want to get one real quick. Shab, if you could get Judges chapter 7 for me. Babaku Shah, if you there. I don't know if he is. If he ain't, man, you can get it real quick, Kanya. So I think he got a seed over there. Yeah.
I got it. You heard me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You on there if you got to just start from the top, just to show that God being with us, and it's just like how he can make something out of small numbers and everything, and like how he has to do things in order to get the glory, right? This little story right here, just to, man, probably I'm gonna get through the whole part, but I know where to stop. You can start from the top though.
This is the book of Judges, chapter 7 and verse 1. Then Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill of Morah in the valley. And Yahawah said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, my own hand have saved me.
Right here, now that's key point, right? So he said there's a lot of people with him, and you already know how we can get full of ourselves, not knowing that, Yahawah is the reason why we always prevail. But it was so many people with them, the Lord like, nah, because then y'all gonna be thinking that once y'all go over here and win, y'all did it on y'all own doing. So no, we about to do something, we about to shake something up, right? So go ahead, bro.
Verse 3. Now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there returned of the people 22,000, and there remained 10,000.
Right, so they had over 30-something thousand people that was with them at that time. 22,000 is still, so yeah, they had 32,000 people already. Still, so he like, no, that's too many people, right? So he sent away 22, and it's still 10, right? Let's keep going.
It says, and Yahawah said unto Gideon, the people are yet too many. Bring them down into the water, and I will try them for thee there. And it shall be that whom I say unto thee, this shall go with thee. The same shall go with thee. And whomsoever I say unto thee, this shall not go with thee. The same shall not go. So he brought down the people into the water, and Yahawah said unto Gideon, Everyone that lappeth of the water with his tongue, as a dog lappeth, him shalt thou set by himself. Likewise, everyone that boweth down upon his knees to drink. And the number of them that lapped, putting their hand to their mouth, were 300 men. But the rest of them bowed down upon their knees to drink water. And Yahawah said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that I lapped will I save you, and deliver the Midianites into thine hand, and let all the other people go, every man into his place. Verse 8. So the people took victuals in their hand and their trumpets, and he sent all the rest of Israel, every man into his tent, and retained those 300 men in the host of Midian was beneath him in the valley. And it came to pass that same night that Yahawah said unto him, arise, get thee down unto the host, for I have delivered it into thine hand. But if thou fear to go down, go thou with Phorah thy servant down to the host, and thou shalt hear what they say, and afterward shall thine hands be strengthened to go down into the host. Then went he down with Phorah his servant into the outside of the armed men that were in the host. And the Midianites and the Amalekites and all the children of the east lay along the valley like grasshoppers for multitude, and if their camels were without number, as the sand by the seaside for multitude.
So right here it's showing you that he's sending 300 people down to go against a multitude. For real, this is ridiculous, right? It's just to show how powerful he is. And I don't know if you still want to go on down, but I just want to show that example, right? He said it was too many. They was going to think it was, by their own doing because they had great numbers. So he diminished them down from 32,000 to down to 10 and still said that was too much. And then down from 10,000 down to 300 to have them overcome a multitude of heathens. You know what I mean? And that's just to show that obviously these are valiant men. These are men that was righteous. And we were in, our full strength and power of God. And that's just an example to show that if God is for us, who can be against us? There's no amount of people or anything that if we face, we will overcome. We will always prevail if the Lord be with us. It don't matter because these are men and God is the supreme being, a supreme deity. You know what I mean? So that's just one example, right? And a child, you can get a whole nother one, just a whole nother way. I'm going to lead to another one, right? But just in a way, like as far as people being chosen. Can you get 1 Samuel chapter 16 for me? Right? So even in this sense, right, when we go to King David, right? Historically, look, King David was chosen by God, but he was overlooked by his own family. He was overlooked by his own father. They didn't think nothing of him, right? So I just want to get this really the first, like all these verses down to about 13. Like, let's just get some context. I'm going to go right over to the next chapter to prove a point, and I'm a yield.
So we're going to start at 13?
No, start at 1. Start at 1.
Oh. This is the book of 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 1. And Yahawah said unto Samuel, how long wilt thou mourn for Saul, seeing I have rejected him from reigning over Israel? Fill thy horn with oil and go. I will send thee to Jesse the Bethlehemite. Yeah. What's that? Bethlehemite. Bethlehemite. for I have provided me a king among his sons.
Right. So it's a king among his sons. He was tired of Saul. He was messing with Saul, but he like, man, I need somebody else in the fix, right? So Samuel don't know who he looking for. He just know he going to one of Jesse's sons, right? But let's keep looking.
Keep going.
Yep, keep going.
And Samuel said, how can I go? If Saul hear it, he will kill me. And Yahawah said, take an heifer with thee and say, I am come to sacrifice to Yahawah. And call Jesse to the sacrifice, and I will show thee what thou shalt do. And thou shalt anoint unto me him whom I name unto thee. And Samuel did which Yahawah spake, and came to Bethlehem. And the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, comest thou peaceably? And he said, peaceably. I am come to sacrifice unto Yahawah. Sanctify yourselves, and come with me to the sacrifice. And he sanctified Jesse and his sons, and called them to the sacrifice. And it came to pass, when they were come, that he looked on Eliab and said, surely Yahweh's anointed is before him. But Yahweh said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For Yahweh seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but Yahweh looketh on the heart.
Right. So that's what I was saying. He looking upon the mind. So that's what I said earlier. You can have somebody that seems more qualified than you, that might be bigger than you. It might look a certain way, right? But God is looking at something completely different. He's looking at your mind. He's looking at your spirit. He don't see things how other people has, right? So they're looking at somebody else to look like this got to be the one that's anointed to be, the next king after Saul. But God like, nah, that's not who I'm looking for. Continue to look, right? So let's keep going.
Verse 8. Then Jesse called Abinadab and made him.
Said something.
You hear that? Verse 8?
Nope.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 16, and verse 8. Then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel. And he said, neither have Yahweh chosen this. Mm-hmm. Then Jesse made Shammah to pass by, and he said, neither have Yahweh chosen this. Again, Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel, and Samuel said unto Jesse, Yahweh have not chosen these. And Samuel said unto Jesse, are here all thy children? He said, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, if he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said,
I didn't hear. I don't know if that's me freezing or if that's you, but it froze a little bit. Did y'all hear everything Shab said? Can y'all?
Con.
I heard him too.
Yeah.
Salakia, so that probably was me. Go ahead, and then I don't know how.
I'm gonna start back at 11. And Samuel said unto Jesse, hear all thy children? Are here all thy children? And he said, there remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him, for we will not sit down until he come hither.
Right. So look, he didn't even think about getting this last son. He didn't even think about using him. He like, oh, I know he gonna want one of these. He got a whole nother kid that's in the back that's tending with sheep that he didn't even care about, right? So let's go. Look who this is.
Verse 12, and he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy and withal of a beauty countenance and goodly to look to. And Yahweh said, arise, anoint him, for this is he. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. And the spirit of Yahweh came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah.
Right. So right then, that's what I said. If God be for you, don't matter who. They didn't even think to give David a chance. And look how we talk about David now. Men are out here bugging out, claiming they're David today, or we want to be like him, this is a man after God's own heart. But, from the flesh and people he looking like this is the run of the litter, my youngest son. He just attending to the sheep. He can't possibly be the king, that he want to do. But look, soon as they anointed him, it said the spirit of the Lord came upon David from that day forward. It was over, right? And then look at the next verse, and I'm going to have you go right to the next chapter. So when the spirit of the Lord came upon him, what happened?
Verse 14, but the spirit of Yahweh departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from Yahweh troubled him.
So the Holy Spirit left, and then the evil spirit came upon him, man. He at the same moment. You know what I mean? So it's just to show that we have to remain humble, because people probably thought Saul was something. Even Samuel did. Even God talking to Samuel, like, man, stop crying over Saul. He finished. Basically, God knew it. At the beginning, he like, man, I got somebody else, right? So it's just to show that even in the eyes of men, right? Regardless, it don't matter, man. If God see us a certain way, it don't matter how nobody see us. Now let's go to 17 real quick. And I'm going to yield after that, right to the next one. Start from the top, and I need you to read to I just need you to read a little bit to get some context, right? Probably like the first, I don't know. Just read, and I'm going to have you jump down like way farther.
God, it's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17 to verse 1. Now the Philistines gathered together their armies to battle, and were gathered together at Shoko, which belongeth to Judah, and pitched between Shoko and Azekah, and Esphademi.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Verse 2. And Saul and the men of Israel were gathered together and pitched by the valley of Elah, and set the battle in array against the Philistines. And the Philistines stood on a mountain on the side on one side, and Israel stood on a mountain on the other side. And there was a valley between them. There went out a champion out of the camp of the Philistines named Goliath of Gath, whose height was 6 cubits in a span.
Right, 6 cubits in a span. So this is Goliath right here, a giant, a champion. He down here tearing up shit. Look, it's about to give a description. I can't remember what the 6 cubits in the span. Well, he's close to like 9 feet, something like that. They can go about to that point. Let's look at this real quick.
The cubit. Let's see how many a cubit is.
Right.
Roughly 18 inches. So 18 times 6.
Yeah. Sheesh. That's now you got to make us do some math.
108 inches.
So 108 inches one into feet is 12 inches in a foot.
So divide that by 12.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was 9 feet.
9 feet in a
Yeah,
span. So now let's see what
Goliath
a
is 9
span is.
Yeah, what is a span?
So that's 9 feet right there with 6 cubits in a span. What the hell is a span now? Let's see, y'all. This through the spirit. You know,
Half a cubit.
Half a cubit.
So what's that, 6 inches? So 9 feet, 6
9
inches.
foot 6 inches. This is ridiculous. So his man was pushing 10 feet tall.
Damn.
Right here. So this is Goliath. This is what they see, this champion in the valley, right? And this was proving the whole point right here. This is going to bring the whole story. And I love that we brought out general things that Yahawah told us, but I'm going to show historical facts. This is powerful, man. And I've been meaning to go back through this book, which I am, bro. I'm about to do some things, right? But let's get this right. He left off at
verse 5.
Yeah.
And he had an helmet of brass upon his head. He was armed with a coat of mail, and the weight of the coat was 5,000 shekels of brass. And he had greaves upon his brass legs. He had greaves of brass upon his legs, and a target of brass between his shoulders. And the staff of his spear was like a weaver's beam. And his spear's head weighed 600 shekels of iron, and one bearing a shield went before him.
Right, so this nigga was big as hell, a giant, an armored up giant. He look like Thanos out there when he came on the damn Avengers with the damn gold on, like big as hell, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep going, though. I'm gonna let you know when to switch, so I'm just getting some context. This is Goliath, man. This is crazy.
Man. 9 feet of armor, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It says, verse 8, and he stood and cried unto the armies of Israel, and said unto them, why are ye come out to set your battle in array? Am not I a Philistine, and yet servants to Saul? Choose you a man for you, and let him come down to me. If he be able to fight with me and to kill me, then will we be your servants. But if I prevail against him and kill him, then shall ye be our servants and serve us. And the Philistine said, I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man that we may fight together. When Saul and all Israel heard those words of the Philistine, they were dismayed and greatly afraid.
Right. So this just to show the point, right? They looking at him in the physical, Saul, because the spirit of the Lord is not on Saul no more. Remember, we said that already. He departed from him. So now fear is coming upon these people. You know what I mean? And now look at the next verse.
It says, now David was the son of the Ephrathite of Bethlehem, Judah, whose name was Jesse, and he had 8 sons. And the man went among, it says, and the man went among men for an old man in the days of Saul.
Right, now I want you to scroll down, because I'm just gonna get right to go down to 31, and then we gonna read to about 40 something. Just skip all of that. So just to show that they was scared, like how they was looking at it, right? But watch this, right?
Verse 31. When the words were heard which David spake, they rehearsed them before Saul, and he sent for him. And David said to Saul, let no man's heart fail because of him. Thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine.
Look, he telling them while they all scared, like they don't let none of y'all hearts fail because of him, man. I'm gonna go and do it, right? Look at this. Now look at this part.
Verse 33. It says, and Saul said to David, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him. for thou art but a youth, and he a man of war from his youth.
Now, through the Spirit, we just did a lesson on don't despise thy youth. We could have even used him as an example. So this through the Spirit, right? He was just a youth, and Goliath been killing and doing this since he was a youth too, right? So the Most High does these type of things, right? But let's keep going. So he out here trying to discourage him because the fear, he's in fear. But David, right, got the Spirit of the Lord upon him. He not worried about nothing. He know who he with, right?
It says, verse 34. It says, and David said unto Saul, thy servant kept his father's sheep, and there came a lion and a bear and took a lamb out of the flock, and I went after him and smote him and delivered it out of his mouth. And when he arose against me, I caught him by his beard and smote him and slew him. Thy servant slew both the lion and the bear, and this uncircumcised Philistine shall be as one of them. Oh,
you see what I'm saying? You got he talking
crazy.
You got he talking. Right? Nigga, ain't nothing. Nigga, I slew a lion and a bear. This uncircumcised heathen ass Philistine gonna be just like one of them. Seeing what though? What he do?
Seeing he have defied the armies of the living God.
Nigga, so he out here, he prophesied. He prophesied, tell him like, man, he got to be just like one of them dead animals. He the same way, right? Let's keep going, bro.
It says, verse 37. David said, moreover, Yahawah have delivered me out of the paw of the lion and out of the paw of the bear. He will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul said unto David, go, and Yahawah be with thee.
Yeah. So he wishing them Godspeed, right? He know it, but he got it in his mind already. Let's keep going. It's about to get real.
And Saul armed David with his armor, and he put a helmet of brass upon his head. Also, he armed him with a coat of mail. And David girded his sword upon his armor, and he essayed to go, for he had not proved it. And David said unto Saul, I cannot go of these, for I am not proved them. It says, and David put them off.
So he armored up, and just to take it off, he like, nah, I don't even need all of this. So he done took his armor off, because what did he need physical armor for when he got the armor of God on? What do he need that for? This is so spiritual right now, bro. David was in the spirit for real. Let's keep going though.
God says, and he took his staff in his hand and chose him 5 smooth stones out of the brook and put them in a shepherd's bag, which he had, even in a script. And his sling was in his hand, and he drew near to the Philistine. It says, and the Philistine came on and drew near unto David, and the man that bare the shield went before him. And when the Philistine looked about and saw David, he disdained him, for he was but a youth, and a ruddy of a fair countenance.
He looking like a little cute kid. He like, this ain't nothing but a little cute kid. Like, that's how he looking at her, like, little as hell, right? And it's crazy. David out there like, hey, with what he got, his weapons, no armor, right in front of him.
It says, and the Philistine said unto David, am I a dog that thou comest to me for staves? And the Philistine cursed David by his gods. Woo. And the Philistine said to David, come to me, and I will give thy flesh unto the fowls of the air, into the beasts of the field.
Oh my God.
Then David said to the Philistine, thou comest to me with a sword, and with a spear, and with a shield, but I come to thee in the name of Yahawah of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel, whom thou hast defied. This day will Yahawah deliver thee into my hand, and I will smite thee, and take thine head from thee. And I will give the carcasses of the host of the Philistines this day unto the fowls of the air, and to the wild beasts of the earth, that all the earth may know that there is a God in Israel. And all this assembly shall know that that Yahawah saveth not with sword or spear, for the battle is Yahawah's, and he will give you into our hands.
Look, self-explanatory, man. He's still giving God all honor, praise, and glory, even though he in his face, he know the Lord with him, right? Let's keep going.
It says, and it came to pass when the Philistine arose and came and drew to meet David, that David hasted and ran toward the army to meet the Philistine. And David put his hand in his bag and took thence a stone and slang it and smote the Philistine in his forehead, that the stone sunk into his forehead, and he fell upon his face to the earth.
Nigga hit him with a slingshot and went right into his head. He ran up on them though. Like I said, why you walking? They said he hastened and ran toward the army.
Yeah,
He
he
wasn't
ran him down.
nothing. Walked down and ran down on him.
He ran down with a
And
slingshot.
dog, it sunk it into his head, bro. You gotta think about how hard that stone had to be slung. Went through the middle of his head, bro.
Man, verse 50. It says, so David prevailed over the Philistine with a sling and a stone, and smote the Philistine and slew him, but there was no sword in the hand of David. Therefore David ran and stood upon the Philistine, and took his sword and drew it out of the sheath thereof, and slew him, and cut his head therewith. And when the Philistines saw their champion was dead, they fled.
So look, he saw the Lord was with them. So he didn't even have to go and get one. How they say, if you don't got one, seal your garment and get you a sword. He ended up, you see what I'm saying? Now the sword he ended up having got took and took his own head off with it, bro. And that's so spiritual right there. Because he didn't need one. He went and got it and he cut his head off with his own damn sword.
God, yeah, that's
right?
cold.
Right there. So it's just to show, this is a perfect example, man. If God be for you, who can be against you? I don't give a damn if it's a giant armored up. He done killed 1,000 people before you. When he step in front of you, he going down. He about to be just like everything else that you done faced. Every other obstacle that you done hopped over, it's going to be like nothing, man. And I just want to show that example, man. It's a powerful example, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, like David's story, he needs to have his like own updated movie. Like how they did Noah, they need to do a movie on David for real. Like,
yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? For real. And that's the examples I got, man. So with that, I yield my time. I don't have nothing else. That's all I had lined up. So if y'all brothers got something, by all means, man, bring it. Hopefully this was edifying and straight to the point for real. Oh yeah, Auntie, shout out to my auntie, man. You know we going deep, man. We got to. Gotta go deep. Look, yeah, for real. Look, Iwar said, yeah, the most powerful, man. There's nothing nobody can do against us, man. If the Lord is for you, like I said, there's nothing to be against you, man. I thought of this instantly. Real talk. There's nothing. It don't matter what we face, bro. We don't have nothing to fear. And I'm talking about this government. This government is the new Goliath. And we David. They thinking we small and all this, not knowing that the Lord is with us, man. If we continue to do what's pleasing to him, man, the Lord, he got us. He got us, right. For real. If anybody got something, I see Shaw still got Kanye. You like you had something up you need me to sling it or call already. Y'all can pull up what you need.
I got some stuff. I mean, if they got the little points they can hit, because I'm probably gonna be long-winded.
No, I got it. I got you. Well, Carl can go. Yeah.
All right. Well, first we're gonna stay on just going into the stories real quick. Get Daniel 3.
Bring it out. Who gonna get it? You gonna put it for him, Kanye?
Yeah, Kanye.
Shaw just read for me. I just let him go for a minute, so it's cool. Switch off.
And then I'm gonna still try to get straight to the point with these because I got like a lot lined up. So you could just start at verse 14.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 14. It says Nebuchadnezzar.
Right before you start, just to add some context to it before you start. So basically what's going on here, Nebuchadnezzar just put out a decree, basically ordering everybody to worship his deities and stuff, right? And have a feast and eat of the food of the feast. So go ahead.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and verse 14. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now, if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, palsy, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if you worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour in the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who?
So hey, this Nebuchadnezzar really trying to check them. He like, look, man, hey, I hear what they. Y'all can hear me? Okay, yeah. So this Nebuchadnezzar, he basically like, I heard that y'all not gonna be bowing down and the eating of the feast. Like, well soon y'all hear these instruments, y'all already know what to do, right? And watch their response.
And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hand? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace. He will
Hold on,
deliver us out of
hold on,
thine hand.
Salat. You hear how they start talking crazy? They said, man, we're not even about to answer you carefully. Our God is going to redeem us out of this, right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Verse 19. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 17 times more than it was wont to be heat. He commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace.
Okay, so look, so now what's going on? Nebuchadnezzar got mad. He's like, oh man, hey, I got something for y'all. He said, heat the furnace more than it has ever. What he said, 7 times or what it was ever heated. He trying to make an example out of them, right? And he also brought his mightiest men to bind them up, right? Because you got to remember, they had favor in Nebuchadnezzar's eyes originally, right?
All right. Says verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their horsing, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, the furnace exceedingly hot, the flames of the the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Man, the fire was so hot that when they threw them in there, they got burnt up.
Man.
Lord.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man. Verse 23. Yep. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, was astonished. Yeah, astonished.
Yeah, basically astonished, but
yeah, that's like
yeah.
The king was astonished and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, and the form of the 4th is like the Son of God.
Oh, you hear that? He said he threw 3 people in there bounded up, right? And he said now he going back. He said it looked like it's 4 people in there walking around. They not even bound up, but they walking around. And he said one of them looks like the Son of God.
That's crazy.
He seen the spirit. He don't know what to do now. He said he was astonished. He went back to his people like, man, hey, I gotta be tripping. Ain't no way they in there walking around. Because remember, he took his mighty man went there,
right,
and threw him in there, and they died.
Yep. Says verse 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High God, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire. And the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them.
Nothing.
They was literally unharmed, bro. None of they hair didn't even burn. They clothes didn't have the smell of fire on it, bro.
Man.
Verse 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, blessed be the God of blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who have sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any God except their own God.
Woo.
Therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language would speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other God that can deliver after this sort. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon.
Time. So that's a literal example of if God be for you, who shall be against you?
Man.
Nebuchadnezzar, he was top dog around this time, as far as kings and kingdoms, right? He came against them, and they stood on business for the Most High, like we got to. The same way they said, we're not partaking in that feast day. We're not bowing down to that God, and we know our God is going to deliver us out of this situation, and that's exactly what happened.
Literally, they even got promoted.
So this is how we have to be. And we got to display that amount of faith in the Most High God, because if God is with us, nobody can be against us. And I want to bring out a couple more precepts, and then I'm gonna go. I had a couple things I want to add on some of the topics you brothers was touching on. But first, we can get the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and 15.
God will move any mountain for sure.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 34 and verse 15. The eyes of Yahawah are upon the righteous, and his ears are open unto their cry.
So the eyes of the Lord are open unto the righteous, right? And his ears are open unto their cry. So the Most High will listen to us, and he will help us in situations as long as we are being what? Righteous, right? So that's why it's important for us, like brothers went into it, if you love me, keep my commandments, or for this is the love of God. That's why it's so important for us to keep these commandments, because you keeping the commandments is what makes you righteous, right? When you go to the Greek for the word just man, it literally says someone who keeps the commandments of the Most High God. So you have to move forward knowing this. So you can get these. I got two more precepts, and then I'm gonna go into some other stuff. So you get Psalms 5 and 12.
This is the book
That's
of
45.
I thought I pressed backspace. So okay. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 5 and verse 12. For thou, Yahawah, will bless the righteous with favor, without compass him as with a shield.
With a shield, bro. So long as you being righteous, the Most High God will not only bless you, He will also favor you, and He will be as a shield to you. Right, so that's what we have to do. Or we have to be righteous, so the Most High God can bless us. So He will also be our shield out here in life, right? Let's also get the book of Psalms. What you about to say?
No, I said, yeah, our protection for sure.
Our protection, so now give me Psalms 55 and 22.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 55 and verse 22. Cast thy burden upon Yahawah, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved.
So we seeing this example. We seeing that the Most High's favor, His protection, and all that's being bestowed unto the righteous, right? This is how you, as this lesson states, if God shall be for you, who shall be against you? This is how you get the Most High God on your side, by being righteous, by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, by having faith in who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, real name Yahawashi Mashiach, right? So this is how we earn that favor, right? As I say, cast thy burden on the Lord, and He shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. So if you be righteous, the Most High God will never let you be moved. And this is according to the scriptures, right? So now my brother Kanye has spoke on a point about how Christ said no one can pluck the people He choose out of His hand, right? And this is also, we have supporting scriptures with this. So give me Revelations 13 and 8. And I'm just gonna show a contrast with this.
It's 1 through 6. You can see that what Megan said.
You said verse 6?
13 and 8.
Oh, 13 and 8.
Yeah, just to get
This is the book of
Revelation.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 8. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship Him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundations of the world. If any man Is
So
that
Rocky, I think my phone had cut out. But the main part of this scripture is as it says, whose names are not written in the book of life, right? So we have names that aren't written in the book of life, and now we're gonna go to this scripture where it says that there are names written in the book of life, right? Let's get Revelations 21. And you can just, like I said, we can just get straight to the point with this and just go to verse 27. Well, actually, start at 24 because it's another point that I do want to add with also what Shab says. You can go to 23 actually.
you said 23?
Yeah, Revelations 21 and 23.
God. This is the book of
Spirit.
Revelation.
This through the spirits. I just brought this out to them and asked them about this. I ain't even get a chance to talk to you about it, but that's crazy.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 23. And the city had no need of the sun, neither of the moon to shine in it, for the glory of God did lighten it, and the Lamb is the light thereof.
Mm-hmm.
It says, and the nations of them which are saved shall walk in the light of it. And the kings of the earth do bring their glory and honor into it. And the gates of it shall not be shut at all by day, for there shall be no night there.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall bring the glory and honor of all the nations into it. Salakia. Verse 27. And there shall in no wise enter in and there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie, but they which are written in the Lamb's book of life.
So we just seen in Revelations 13 how it was speaking about the people whose names aren't written in the book of life, right? And then we see here it's saying that neither whatsoever worketh abomination or maketh a lie should be able to enter, right? But they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. So you see that contrast there. So this ties into how the brother said no one will be able to pluck them out because it has already been established from the foundation whose name is in the book of life and whose name isn't. And nothing can change that. That's the will of the Most High God, right? And then just moving off of that, the brother Shab was going into how the law is a light, right? So give me first we can start off with Proverbs 6 and 23.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light. And reproofs of instruction.
It's that simple. It's that simple. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instructions are the way of life, right? So this is why when you read the scriptures, it say that we will be a what to the Gentiles? A light, right? So give me Deuteronomy 4 and 6, and then I'll end with Isaiah 42 and 6.
Oh shoot, I'll put that backwards. Slack here.
You could bring out 42 first if you are already there.
No, I'm at Deuteronomy.
Okay, Con, you can bring that out, 4 and 6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 5.
Bring it over.
Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as Yahawah my God commanded me, that ye shall do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations.
So what is our wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations? The law, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, right? Continue.
Right. Says, we shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
So these nations is going to see us, and we're going to literally be a light to them, right? Which is why you go to the book of Isaiah 42. We're going to see that happen, right? You can bring that out just for the edification purpose.
You said Isaiah 42?
42 and 6.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 42, and verse 6. I, Yahawah, have called thee in righteousness, and will hold thine hand, and will keep thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles.
So we will be a light to the Gentiles. How will we be a light to them? By keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. As I said in Proverbs, for the law is a light. They literally going to see us keeping the commandments and say, surely this is a great nation and a wise and understanding people. And with that, I yield.
Look, Iwar, no, it definitely is, man, through the spirit, man. This literally came really through the spirit, man. But this is the type of things that we need to be thinking about, bro, because there's some dark days ahead. I don't know if y'all seen all this stuff going on and really what's going on behind the scenes. But if the people that's paying attention to these prophecies, that's in the spirit of Yahawashi, which is the spirit of prophecy, you know, you can feel it in your spirit. Even people that don't know, they can feel that things are different, man. And we have it according to knowledge, because it said wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. You get that real quick, Isaiah 33, since you on there real quick. I mean, you in Isaiah 33 and verse 6, man. And this is what we need to think about. We need to be in alignment with God. We need to show ourselves good, man. You know what I mean?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahawah is his treasure.
Right. So that's what's going to be the people that's going to have stability. The people that's going to know they're safe and covered is the ones that's trusting in Yahawah, that's believing in the scriptures, that's meditating on his word, and that's keeping the commandments and faith in Yahawah Shah Mashiach. Was that Too Lit TV? Who are the Gentiles? Depending on the context. Gentiles, it's not a monopoly on the word Gentiles. Gentiles can either be talking about the other nations outside of the Israelites, and they can also be talking about Hellenized Israelites, or Israelites that are not really practicing, or they're called by other names now. You know what I mean? That's what the Gentiles are. So depending on the context. Look at Gad say, show if we could keep the Lord's commandments. Oh, Judah 5, 1 through 23, show if we keep the commandments of the law, nations can touch us.
Oh, yeah. A few quick precepts.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Too Lit TV. If y'all want to get one, I could really just show a verse to kind of show, just be a different man, but depending on the context, like you said, because the Israelites were called Gentiles. We are called Gentiles when we are departed from God. You know what I mean? When we don't keep God's commandments, he look at us as Gentiles. You know what I mean? Real time. And that's crazy. Through the spirit, you got it, don't you?
Yeah.
I can pull one real quick.
Go ahead. Let's do that. Let's answer this question. This might be somebody the shop sent anyway. You got
that's bro. That's bro.
Yeah, I figure it would be too. So you got this one up real quick, the 12, right? And Shab, I'm gonna swing it to you. But look at this. Look,
it's the book of First Colossians. Colossians chapter 1 and verse 20. It says,
hold on. Salaki. I still had him up. Let me get yours.
Okay.
Now it's on yours. Go ahead. Then I'm gonna swing back to Kanye.
Just the book of Colossians chapter 1 and verse 20. It says, having made peace through the blood of his cross, by him to reconcile all things unto himself. By him, I say, whether they be things in earth or things in heaven. And you that were sometimes alienated in the enemies of your mind by wicked works, yet now have you reconciled.
Yes.
Right? So this is the whole point of his death, burial, resurrection, right? Because to reconcile the people that were alienated by his works, right? And this is a testament to us. We were alienated from the Commonwealth of Israel by our mind and by wicked works, but now that us believing in him, yet we are now reconciled by what? In the body of his flesh through death, to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in his sight, right? This is the whole thing, but this is how we prove that people that Paul is writing to are Gentiles, right? You can go ahead, Kanye.
Hold on, because I got a precept for yours real quick. Then I'm gonna swing right to Kanye. It all fits, right? But since yours up, Shab, I got a direct precept to that. Colossians 1 and 21. Get Ephesians 2 and 11. 11 and 12.
Ephesians 2.
Yeah, verse 11 and 12. He said, "Kind is to agree with." Yes, that's what that is. Yep, I mean, yep, to agree or affirmative. Yep, good ear for that too. Get Ephesians 2. Get that for me real quick. Then I'm gonna swing because everybody's is right on point.
2 and 11.
Yep.
Just the book of Ephesians chapter 2 and 11. Wherefore, remember that ye be in time past Gentiles in the flesh. So that part I like to harp on, like you say, in time past. We know a Gentile. What is it? Are these ethnic Gentiles or what?
Exactly.
How can you be in time past Gentile? You can't change the nationality. If y'all say Gentiles are other nations, Like you can't be an in time past Asian man, and now that you're not that you're a black man, right? It says in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
Mm-hmm.
That at that time ye were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope and without God in the world.
That's right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
See, aliens from the commonwealth, being alienated from something, strangers from the covenants of promise, right?
Literally.
From Israel, all from Israel, though.
Literally, that's how God look at us. As soon as we go off and not obey him, he consider us like the heathen, and most of the time he call us the heathen nation that we're acting like or that we're around at the time.
Khan, Salakia. I got one real quick, Kanya Salakia. Let me grab this one real quick. Just to show something, right? Just to prove that these churches he's writing to, Colossians, Romans, Corinthians, that we were called after these places, right? Just the book of Acts, chapter 11 and verse 19. Now they which were scattered abroad upon the persecution that rose about Stephen traveled as far as Phineas and Cyprus and Antioch, preaching the word to none but the Jews only. And some of them were men of Cyprus and Cyrene, which when they were come to Antioch spake unto the Grecians, spake unto the Grecians, preaching the Lord Jesus, right? So when we see this word Grecians, we go to the blue letter, right? And see what
He
this
preached
Greek
to the
word,
Greeks. He preached to the Greeks.
right? This is where you get there's not the Greek nor Jew or something like that, right? Because we were called Grecians, right? Just the word right here, Hellenistes, right?
Mm-hmm.
A Hellenist, one who imitates the manners and customs of the worship of the Greeks and use the Greek tongue. It says, used in the New Testament of Jews, aka Israelites, born in foreign lands and speaking Greek, right? So in a text in Acts 11 and 19,
go down a little more. Go back.
That's a lot. I'm about to,
because it's gonna even say it even a little more on the same thing. Like, yeah, you say that, just a little more point right there. A Hellenistic, a Greek-speaking Jew. That's literally what it is.
Greek-speaking Jew was called a Grecian. They was called by the land of their captives. So this is why Paul and these people are writing to these places and teaching these people. And Salak, man, I gotta pull this one out. This Ratazian favorite one. This is the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 35. It says, then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go that we shall not find him? Will he go into the dispersed among the Gentiles and teach the Gentiles? Right? It's saying both. The dispersed among the Gentiles, right? And what's the word? Diaspora?
Yeah.
Diaspora.
Yep. Yeah.
What is this? A scattering, dispersion of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations, of the Christians, the believers, scattered abroad among the Gentiles.
Right.
Look at this. Israelite resident in Gentile countries, which are scattered abroad. These will be the Gentiles that Paul is writing to.
Literally, diaspora, man. You can't get around it. Yep. Like you said, among the Gentiles. So it show you the context right there. That verse shows you the context that there's two different Gentiles. Yep. That dispersed among the Gentiles, the heathen nations, to teach the Gentiles or the Grecians or the Greek-speaking Jews, basically, in that sense. You're going amongst the other nations to teach our lost people. And that's literally the context of that verse, John 7 and 35, man. That's powerful.
God. I had a little precept too.
I can grab it if y'all don't mind.
Shalom to the severed in the building.
Somebody grab, because it's another thing you'll hear a lot of Christians speak about. They always say that well, Paul was preaching unto the uncircumcised, and you'll hear people say that the Jews are called the circumcised, or Israel is called the circumcised, and when anytime we're speaking to heathen, they refer to it as the uncircumcised. So give me Jeremiah 9 and 26.
Shab, you want to hold before you want to get that question real quick?
Let me see. Foreign nations and Gentiles are two different things for clarification. Yes. Wait. No. I mean, it depends on the context. Like the foreign nations, those are ethnic Gentiles, right? The Gentiles that Paul is writing to, like in Romans and Corinthians and Colossians, basically the whole New Testament, those are Israelite Gentiles, as we showed, like the people, the diaspora. Go to John 7 to 35, right?
Salaki, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just to grab this one more time, right? Because these are the people that Paul is writing to. So you have ethnic Gentiles, the people that are not of the 12 tribes of Israel, and then you have Hellenized Gentiles, which are of the Israelites. They have discontinued from being a Jew or Israelite, and discontinued from the commandments, keeping the commandments of God. Right here it says a scattering. Let me zoom in a little bit. It says a scattering, dispersion of Israelites dispersed among foreign nations, right? So once an Israelite is among a foreign nation and they start to have kids, they start to take on these customs of these Gentiles. So now the ethnic Israelites are looking at all the Gentiles as just foreign nations, but some of these people upon these foreign nations are Israelites, right? It says of Christians scattered abroad among the Gentiles, right? Israelite, again, resident in Gentile countries. So once an Israelite is living in a Gentile country, he is now perceived as a Gentile from his fellow Israelites.
That's right.
So it's two different Gentiles. A foreign nation is a Gentile, and a Hellenized Jew is a Gentile also.
Yeah. He got it. Look what he do. He get it.
Hey, just for clarification too, before you get that Jeremiah, get 1 Corinthians 12.
Kanye got that. So that's to the script.
You can bring it up, Kanye.
Go ahead, Kanye. Your screen showing.
God. It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, and verse 2. It says, ye know that ye were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
So when we are referred to Gentiles, it's not saying that we're ethnic Gentiles. It's saying that we're under a Gentile mind state, essentially, bro. Because we're serving other deities, we're following other customs, we're acting like the heathens. So we are being referred to as literally being the heathens in that instance. Literally. And a lot of these times, we are being called after the land we are. Just like right now, we're being called African Americans, but we're Israelites and we're here in America. Same thing with Paul. Paul was called a Roman, but Paul tell you out his own mouth he was from the tribe of Benjamin.
Yeah.
So that's just that. But now somebody get that Jeremiah 9 for me.
I got you, Ken. What verse you want to start at?
First.
You said what?
Yeah, I couldn't hear what you said for real.
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
I said verse 26.
God. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 9, verse 26. Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon and Moab and all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are circumcised in the heart.
Or uncircumcised. So you see, Israel is literally called uncircumcised.
Right.
And that's just in case you run across that argument where people will say that the uncircumcised are only the heathen. Israel is referred to as being the uncircumcised also.
Yeah, for sure. Then another thing, Miles, since you in Jeremiah, just to get Jeremiah 17 and 4 real quick, just to show that he prophesied that we would be Gentiles and discontinue from our here, like, you know what I mean? Just because this is how you become Gentiles, man. We pissed God off, didn't keep his commandments, and this happened, man. So get that real quick.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4. It says, and thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage which I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
Right, you see that? So it said, you shall discontinue from thy heritage, being a Hebrew Israelite, being a Jew, and cause thee to serve thy enemies, because you're not serving God no more. So you serving them. So that's why you called after his name instead of being called after his name. You're called after the name of the heathens. You're serving them. You discontinue from your own heritage. In tune, that's how you become a Gentile. You're not an Israelite no more. You're not following behind God. You're serving the enemy. You're serving another God, essentially, because you're not putting him first. Right. And yes, following the law and keeping the commandments is what keeps you from being a Gentile. Yep. Following God, man, and having faith in his son, who the world he calls Jesus Christ, whose real name is Yahawashi in the Paleo Hebrew. That's how you do it, man.
And one more, Kanye, can you grab Deuteronomy chapter 28 and what's that, 64? Just to hit on that same point, because I was gonna bring that out too. Yep, bring it out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 64.
Hold on, Salaki, before you even do that, right? So this is where this all comes from, right? This is where we get our whole understanding that we are Israelites and how we prove these things to our people, right?
I'm gonna grab verse 15 real quick, man,
God.
and then jump down to 65.
Yeah.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahawah thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Right. So
right.
Yeah.
As you see right there, like you say, if you don't listen to the commandments, all these curses will come up, overcome you, or come upon you and overtake you, right? And look at what are these curses, right?
Verse 64. And Yahawah shall scatter thee among all people.
Among all people. So just like we see with Paul letters, he's writing to almost the whole Europe during that time, right? So among all people that probably Paul knew about and the places he traveled, among all people, right? Keep going.
Says, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Right. So this goes back to Jeremiah 17:4. Perfect precept. We go get scattered among the enemies, our enemies, and we go worship other gods and lose our heritage. This is literally us becoming Gentiles in the law.
Literally.
We go serve gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. That wood being, we know, the cross, which is Christianity, and that stone being the cobblestone that the Muslims worship. Right. Keep going.
Verse 65. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But Yahawah shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
And that's all our people have had in the land of America until this day.
Literally.
Trembling heart when them cops get behind you, and failing eyes from when they was taking our kids from away from us on them plantations. Right.
I'm gonna give 66 too, just to close it out. It says, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life.
Right. No assurance of your life. You don't even know if you go live the next day. Because your life is hanging in doubt before you, because we are amongst our enemies.
Yeah.
And this is the proof that's in the pudding, man. This is all written thousands years ago, and we have it for our learning, man.
That's right.
All praise, man. You was asking some powerful questions, though, bro. Powerful.
No, that's fire. Hey, and Kyle, to add to your point, bro, what do they always say, bro? What's the average lifespan of the so-called black man, bro? 25 years old.
Yeah,
they say crazy. We blessed to make it past 25. We either gonna be dead or in jail by 25. That sounds like a cursed people to me. Every time you see one of those small hats, they be in their 90s. They be looking 90 years old with billions of dollars.
Yeah.
That don't sound cursed or afflicted to me.
Man.
That is deep for sure, bro. That's why we have to come back to God. Why we have the opportunity to do so. Why you got the eyes to see and the ears to hear. That's a blessing from Him. That's mercy upon you. That's His grace upon you. It's wonderful, man. Shalom, Donna. That's a whole different subject. I would say, if Israel becomes Gentiles, does that mean confusion of faces? I mean, Israel looked like everybody, because we did mix with other people, but I wouldn't say become Gentiles is confusion of faces. No, it's just like we gonna look like everybody. I would say more is confusion of faces to me. Good question. Shalom is peace, brother. Peace. We used to either say shalom or shalom, which is peace and blessings. But shalom is peace. while we on here, man, if anybody got any more questions, real talk, before we get out of here, man, this is good. Come with the questions right now. This powerful. We pretty much finished with our lesson, man, and hopefully y'all was edified. Real talk. They say, with the text filled to generations of Esau's history from their family. What antis feel with the Israelites.
Yeah, he did. Somebody grab Revelations 22 and 12. I believe that's it. Oh no, 16 slot.
22 and 16.
Yeah. You turn on the red letter, Kanye.
Yeah. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 16. I, Yahawashi, have sent my angel to testify unto you these things in the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David, and the bright and morning star.
So we see right here, Christ himself saying he is the root and offspring of David. Go to that word offspring real quick in the Greek.
Says offspring, Strong's G, 1085, says kindred, offspring, family, stock, tribe, nation, nationality, or descent from a particular people. Aggregate of many individuals of the same nature, kind of sort.
He from
generation.
He from the stock of David.
Yeah, right there. Descent from a peculiar people, right? So he's the offspring of David. We know David was from Judah.
Even Hebrews, what's that? 7 and 14.
Yep, and right, it's like his prophecy concerning that. I think he meaning the fringes. You want to grab
somebody get Romans 1 too. Salaki, I didn't mean to cut you off. Romans 1.
Get this Hebrews real quick, and he can switch there.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah.
That's it.
Yep.
Just straight to it.
And then Romans 1.
And then after that, grab Numbers 15. Where that asks about the fringes, I believe.
He said he said behind the rope around the waist. You should.
I think he's talking about tassels probably then.
He probably talking about tassels I'll be wearing.
Yeah. This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 3. Concerning his son, Yahawashi Mashiach, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. Right? Go to the word seed.
Go to the seed.
Strong's G 4690 says sperma. It says from which a plant germinates. The seed. You
go to the second.
The semen.
Yeah, the semen. Virile, the product of the semen, seed, children, offspring, progeny, tribe, family, posterity. You know what I'm saying?
Says, from that nut, man.
Hey, you see, as I said, tribe. He's from the tribe of David. Yeah. What tribe was David?
Yeah, Judah.
He was Judah, and even then, bro, to even overkill would be going to Matthew 1, where you see all his lineage. It's Judites.
And then he was talking about the tassels, right?
Yeah, get that.
15. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 35. Oh, wait, Shalaki. Am I tripping? Or 37.
37.
Yeah, 37.
Yes. And Yahawah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of Yahweh, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart and your own eyes, after which you used to go a whoring, that ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God.
So this is the reason behind the tassels and the fringes that we wear. Is to remember the commandments of God. This is how we set ourselves apart and to be holy unto God, right? To be separate from the world. Because whenever you see somebody with these fringes on, you know they're keeping the commandments of God, which is loving thy neighbors, you love yourself, not eating the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, and they're righteous, they're trustworthy, right? These are the things that the fringes represent, to remember the laws of God and to stay holy unto Him. So that's the reason behind it. And there's two styles that you can wear. You can either wear like the shirts. I'm pretty sure if you ever seen the bro keep be wearing them. He be wearing his friend's shirt. You can either wear those or the ones I be wearing, which is the tassels, right? You can grab that in Deuteronomy chapter 22:12.
God.
If you want to grab the little other version of them.
Yeah. 2:12. God, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 12. Thou shalt make the fringes upon the four quarters of thy vesture, wherewith thou coverest thyself.
Right. So you make you fringes. You can either have in the fringe shirt, which is roundabout with the ribbon of blue, or you can have the tassels on four corners, right? Basically on four sides, the front and the back, right?
No, just the back.
Man.
Word to the back.
Dog. But yeah,
Dang.
that's the reason behind it, man. So we can remember all the commandments and we don't go a horn, right? So whenever you are tempted in your flesh, you're supposed to look down upon your fringes and know that you're not supposed to be doing these things, right?
Yep.
That's right.
Yep, that's it. That's exactly what it's for.
Reminder. That's version. Right. Yep.
And then
it's a reminder. And also, I mean, I look at it like even like you said, the tassel, right? It's really like a scroll, right? And if we think about like back in these times when they was writing these commandments, that's what a scroll would look like. It would just look like a tassel hanging if you was to just hold it up straight.
All right.
God, man, it's getting. We've been on here for 2 hours, man.
We've been on here for 2 hours. He said, I didn't even see what he said, but Judah doesn't technically mean Jew because proselytize. No, you can't convert to being the Jew, man. You either are or you won't. Proselytizing, that's converting. We know ain't no converting. I can't convert to being Chinese, no matter what I say or do. I can't be that.
And we know historically, bro.
Buddhist.
We know historically the word Jew derives from Judah. So I mean, we can play semantics, but that's literally where the word comes from.
God.
Yeah, but then we've been on here for 2 hours, man. This is powerful, man. Shalom to y'all that's held it down, man. Shalom to everybody that's been with us, man. Too Lit TV. Hopefully we see you again, man. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. Put that, ring the bell. Put the bell on there so you can know every time we go live, man. Get our lights up, man. Tap in. We got more camp videos pulling up, man. We got more stuff coming through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, Yahawashi, man. You about to turn us up through the spirit, man. And we almost out of here, Israel. Shalom to my people that's been in here. Shalom to the newcomers. And we continue to build, man. You know what I mean? Let's get straight to the point, man. Yeah, we be back. Lord willing, we'll be back this Thursday, which is the 23rd at 8:30 p.m., man. Tap in with us, man. Shalom to all of y'all. Remember to stay in the spirit. If God be for us, who could be against us, man? It's one of them questions, man, because nobody can. You know what I mean? So with that, you know what I mean? I like to say, call HALAL, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, and say Shalom, family, and a haba thumb. Until next time, Kwam Yasharala.
Shalom, family.
Shalom, haba thumb, family.
Shalom, haba thumb, man. The water for tapping in.